Hello and welcome to tonight's meeting. It is November 26, 2019. This is Acton Cemetery Committee meeting. I'm acting as chair at this point because we haven't really got a chair at this point. So, and we're off. The minutes, Tracy? Everybody had a chance to look at them? And we all get a visitor. Steve's here with us. Yeah. I've looked at them and I find no issue with them. Have you ever looked at the minutes at all this time? The minutes.
Oh, well, it doesn't say, yeah, it does. Never mind.
I put them in big letters for him so he could actually see.
Yes, I already read it. Thank you.
I guess we can use a motion since everybody's okay this time.
Move to accept the October 29th minutes.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the minutes. Next on the agenda was the Hurd Cemetery and the two veterans that are there. We three have talked to the family. I got the feeling that they would really like to do something similar to what we've done. What did your conclusion, Steve?
Yeah, I haven't seen them in a while, but yeah, same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I gave you the information before you got done, so
Yeah.
I didn't know if you've reached out to them since, or...
No, not since, just with this job of mine.
I know we saw them when we were putting flags out, and they really sounded interested.
Yeah.
What we need to do, I guess, is officially reach out to them. Would somebody other than myself would like to do that? You? No?
I hardly know them, so I wouldn't be the
I can take a chance
best
and reach out
candidate.
to, I'll take a chance and I'll reach out to Sue. And see if she's got any more information. She told me it was officially in Massachusetts. It wasn't up here in the state of Maine, it was in Massachusetts. So she's gonna have to do whatever she has to do to get them here. She knows that she can definitely find one. She's not sure about the 100% on the other one. So I think that would be a nice plan for the summer or you know, sometime throughout the year to get that done.
We can figure out, well, first we gotta do the application process, and depending
Right,
on how
that's
long
gonna-
that takes, then we can plan on the date.
I've never done one. I've actually had Mr. Evad to ask for help, and Steve, I don't know if you've done one with him?
No, I have not, and I know he was turned down a lot in the last few years.
Yeah.
I mean, everything has to be perfect.
So there's a good chance we may have to pay for this out of the Acton Association fund, maybe with the help of them personally, if their family's also interested in helping out too. Sounds like
We'll
a,
see.
see how it goes and see how
Yeah.
much it's gonna run and cost. My suggestion was to put, instead of taking, if we don't have the extra and don't have a lot of cash, put their names like kind of back to back, wipe up and down type of deal, so they'll both be on it at the same time. That's my suggestion. I mean, you guys might have
Yeah,
something else, or...
I don't know how the veterans' stones work.
Well, veterans
They're
stones are normally
allowing.
1 and 1, but if we can't get them to do the paperwork, or we can't push the paperwork through, because they don't take genealogy, then we're gonna have to kind of go the other way.
I've seen one in Shapley where it's a newer one, it's a veteran on the one side, and his wife is her information's on the back
Okay,
side.
so they
Right.
do that.
Because especially where they're all field stones, that's more my concern. I want to
Yep.
make sure the field stones are more protected than there is anything, so.
And there are different stones. On the application, it seemed like there was 4 or 5 different kinds
Yeah,
of
there
stones
is.
that you could get, so maybe we should just figure out first how much they would be, and then apply, and,
Technically, they don't last, if we can show that and we can prove that without the genealogy factor. Last I knew, the stones were nothing, because I've actually called Washington.
right, that's the best case scenario. But
That's
we want the
best.
worst case
The
scenario.
worst case scenario is they're gonna deny it because we haven't got the appropriate paperwork, and then we're stuck finding maybe wherever Mr. Evad goes, traveling for it, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe somebody local that will give us a good price. I'm really not. That's the worst
Get a
case
couple
scenario.
of stone masons in Sanford, so,
Yeah, I'm good friends with one in Rochester too, so we get 3 or 4 quotes out of that.
it's our project for the winter.
I guess so. Flags. How many, do you have any left at all, Steve?
Yeah, a couple boxes full.
A full lot or just?
I'd say at least one full box was at 144 or something.
144, okay. Because I knew you'd be the one to answer that. I only have a handful left, and you and Jay?
I have a box in my cellar, but I'm not sure how much is left in it. If I had to guess, I'd say at least half of the box.
Okay, so about, I don't know, 50 of them?
$70.
60,
Half a box is 144 in a box.
maybe about 60, we're compromised. All right, so that will give us a head start on what we have. Usually what I've done, and I know Steve done it in the past, correct me if I'm wrong, when we go around, especially if it's the road ones, we usually, if they look tatted into them, we just kind of run out and do whatever.
Yeah.
I still got a box full of the firefighter ones as well.
Yes, please, thank you, because I was gonna ask you, I only have a handful of them too, with everything else that was going on this summer.
Usually the ones that are in the woods aren't too bad because they've been
Yeah, shaded,
protected, yeah.
Mapping, that was gonna be one of Jay's highlighting points at this point, because he said something about he'd like to get started on that.
Yeah,
And that's about, and he's not here, so he's gonna have to wait until the next meeting.
yeah.
Table.
Table,
New business I have, Herds again, we're continuing not knowing about finding their records and stuff like that, so I still will check with Mark and Sue. Flag holders, how many do we have left? And actually, my concern was, I know we got new ones just before you got done. I didn't know if you placed them, and if you had,
I think, I
Where we're
have 2 or 3 still left at the house that have not been placed, and I don't know what war they're from, I can't remember.
okay, that's fine.
Did start another list because I lost everything on my old computer.
Yeah, you said you kinda,
So this one here, 2, 3, 4,
now is that the list where you've got the new markers out?
yeah.
Okay.
These are cemeteries that I've been to, and then, so there's 6 reds right there, which means they need a new marker. So I might have, if they're Rev War, I might have a couple. They're either Revolutionary War or War of 1812 right now, but this is just, I don't know, 20 cemeteries,
Yeah.
maybe, so,
Not even a quarter of what we have.
yeah, so. it's-
Yeah, nope, because I knew you'd have that answer before I would, because I didn't, you were the one that were ordering, because we went with one person ordering and me just saying, okay, we can do this, because it'd be a lot easier versus me trying to, not knowing. That's something we'll have to,
I
unless he
still have
wants.
some at home. I still have at
markers?
least 3 or 5, couple new ones, and we have at least 3 that we had to swap them out because we couldn't get the flag out of them.
Yes, we did that.
So we swapped out what we could, and we're
Jay-
still taking them out.
And Jay is still, going to try to make some later. I do have some cans for
On his
him
list
right
of
now.
things
I
to
know,
do.
I hear him.
I was up at the little monument up here with that guy Charlie
Okay,
a few weeks ago.
yep,
And I want to say the Korean War one, we bought it new, it's an aluminum one, it's getting oxidized or whatever it
Is it
does.
tin and white?
Yeah, so I don't know if that's something we can clean up, or maybe at least, maybe for there, maybe buy brass ones or something,
Either-
I don't
well,
know.
what if-
Those are expensive, but.
Yeah, no, the only other thing we can probably, maybe we can try like kind of buffing it up a little bit and then taking and spraying it back down for a little while.
Yeah, keep some
Save
kind
something for a
of
little
clear
while.
coat,
Yeah,
would be a good idea. So like when I refurbished the old Civil War ones, I'd sand them down as much as I could, use a naval jelly, and spray paint them, and then I'd put the clear coat on. So that's a good idea.
my only problem with buying expensive stuff like this, and they're gonna get mad at me what I'm gonna say, is that it tends to walk away.
Sometimes.
I know.
Depends on the location.
Right, and that's part of the issue. I don't like, that's why it's like a lot of times I used to tell people, when you put your flags up for the season, put them out and just before the end of May, and then bring them back in before fall, because I hate to see you, lose out on it. And I said, if you can, kind of let us know, because that way we're not looking for putting out a new one and stuff. I mean, sometimes it works fine, especially back when they were doing all the weight and collecting.
Do you have another Korean one?
No, I'll
I was
double
gonna say,
check.
we ordered, 2 last year, but I think they were both spoken to.
Yeah, one of these days I'll get over there and check it out.
Pull it and we'll see if
I
we
was gonna
can
say,
refurbish it.
Yeah, either that, or let us know if you need something, because obviously you're no longer technically on the committee, but if you run it by one of us, I'm sure, and we'll run it by each other, I'm sure that's not gonna be an issue. I have to approve anything now for spending, so you'll have to run it through. Anyway, well, at this point, until we get to the bottom, I may not be chairperson.
Don't count on it.
Hey. That's kind of where we're at there. Anything else to add to the new flags or anything, or? And then mapping, again, we were back at Jay, because he was excited about thinking that we were gonna map with that big map that he got done. I saw the whole map done, but it's like in so many chunks that
Yeah.
he's gonna have to
Yeah.
paste it together or something, or roll it up in a
Well, didn't he give you the
He
big,
gave me the original back.
Yeah.
He also made, I thought, bigger ones than that, what I could see. I don't know, what I
no,
thought.
wherever they are. They're not
He
in my
sent me
house.
them, and I couldn't open them up on my computer, I had to open up in squares.
It's a big file.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, maybe I misunderstood whatever, but, yeah. I put a J to that. Now, we got to the signs as far as, the Historical Society helping us. Color, size, and cost, I seem to be the biggest
Yeah, and
adventure.
I have yet to talk with Becky about that, because she knows
Yeah, I know who she's.
contact,
yeah.
but I don't know if she has actually done it yet. She's been in the
Yeah.
process of trying to
Becky's
put
been
some
pretty good, too.
clothing and quilts in archival storage, because she's sick and tired of the vermin.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, they have extra rodents over there that I don't think a cat could chase down at this point. That's no problem. Well, if she gets that far, what color would you like to see?
I like, I like the black frame, the white with the black frame and black
White and
lettering.
black?
That's what I,
Those are
that's,
nice, you know, I mean, it's easy to, if you've got a white background with a black border around it and whatever, you know, black lettering, it's a lot easier to see.
Because that would go on, like, these are going on something we've already done, and a combination of both. That way, we know what we haven't done, and we'll
Yeah.
leave them
Yeah, yeah.
undone.
Works out, yeah.
And that way, it's just a little lot at a time, and neither one of us will go poor. The size, what size you guys think? I mean, you know, we got 18 by 12, we've got 18 by 18, 20, you know.
I think it might be best if we like do a mock-up and like go to a cemetery. How big does this, or drive by one that's already has a sign in another town, maybe?
Problem is, who-
Arundel has a couple that they've since replaced recently. And they look pretty big. I mean,
I just didn't know if because if we can get a standard size, what we'd
by
like to see.
12.
It'd be nice, that way when Becky does give us the information, at least we're kind of on it, and then she can
I
get.
can ask her the status of the signs and what we'd like. That way
Yeah.
she can at least get some quotes.
Right, because that was my other thing, was cost-wise, we hadn't really discussed it, because like I said, we were gonna, kind of combine our efforts. You know, I think they were gonna kind of combine a little bit, and we were going to, but that wasn't a full decision at this point until, I think, spring, when the committee gets back together as far as ashes go. So. Anything else? That was the only thing I wanted to make sure we were kind of all on the same page as far as that goes. All right, now usually it's the election of chairperson, and then usually the vice chair, and I guess the secretarial job too. Do we want to do that, or do we want to wait for Jay? Or is it gonna matter? I mean, three of us are on.
Yeah,
Better wait for Jay.
yeah,
Wait for
that's what
Jay?
I'm
That's
thinking.
fine, we can wait for Jay.
Because I
That's not
didn't
even-
even think to ask.
You can retain the powers to be
I
while
am
longer.
temporarily chair until the vote is taken. I'm not fully in charge of anything. Is there anything else we've missed, should know? Anything else you can think of, Mr. Steve, that you've left us when you left us in the grouping? Because you actually were the man in charge, and you were the push, you were actually a lot of the drive. We just kind of followed.
Roll on your-
the line.
Pretty in the background.
Hey, well, from my end of the angle, you gotta remember, I was in the behind.
Believe me, yeah, I'm sad that I can't be as involved.
It is what it is, dude.
Yeah, and I'm not
Grateful
crying, 'cause
that you can show when
I
you
got a
can.
cold, so I'm not crying over here.
You just miss
He's getting all choked up.
I know it.
I think we're good. I mean, you guys talked about the Gilman Cemetery last week, or last time, I
Yeah.
guess.
I mean, I plan on keeping you in the loop.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
plan on letting you
I
out.
hope so. I know where you live.
I just have to beat you up in the summertime. And again, I appreciate everything y'all have done. I've had a real rough summer this year, and it's not looking any prettier.
I'm sure you'll be glad to see 2019 in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, 2020 seems to be looking really well. If it hadn't been for the support of you guys, and the Historical Society, and some of my friends, I think I'd be a
have friends?
basket case in the corner somewhere by now, because it's been pretty rough.
Maine Medical, fourth floor.
I was thinking more like Concord.
Southern Maine Med?
Yeah,
fourth floor?
yeah, yeah.
I have friends and relatives there too, so I was thinking by myself.
Do you anticipate having a meeting in December?
Well, we can do it, but if the weather's crappy, we can still plan the
Getting
same
into
thing we
that fuzzy
did.
time of the year where you make plans and Mother Nature has other ideas.
Well, that's kind of, and they almost had other ideas for this one, so, let's see what our little Hallie calendar will tell us. Next month. If we go with the last Tuesday of the month.
Last Tuesday?
The last Tuesday of the month, like we have been doing, it'll make it New Year's Eve.
Christmas Eve.
No, last Tuesday of the month.
Oh,
New Year,
okay, I
whoops.
didn't see that there was another Tuesday. Well, how better would we spend New Year's Eve?
I have a better way of spending New Year's Eve. Trust me, actually, believe it or not, I go over to another place. They have a fundraiser, and they actually do it for heating.
Oh, is that
fuel
the
assistance.
Newfield?
Yes.
The
They actually,
dancing,
anything that comes in, they do it for fuel assistance. So
Nice.
that's kind of, and it's like $20 a couple or something like that. You have a good time, it's just with friends, and all of it goes to
Whatever
heating,
they're
usually
heating,
heating,
yeah.
or something that's in need of. Almost similar to the Neighbors in Need here that we do
Mm-hmm.
for Acton, but it's pretty cool. And if we do it the week before, that's the 24th,
That's Christmas Eve.
so,
We can do it in January.
it's up to you.
You want to skip December?
We can, because it seems kind of busy.
You know, it is,
The holiday season.
it is going to be rather busy, and I'm quite sure that, you know, having looked at the weather for the next 14 days, the weather is going to start being, Sunday, this coming Sunday, we're supposed to be 1 to 3. Monday is supposed to be 3 to 5.
I love snow, but you bite your tongue.
You know, I'm not complaining about snow. I'm
I
just
love
saying,
snow.
you know, the weather is going to start becoming more seasonal, shall we say.
The last Tuesday in January is the 28th of the month.
Okay with that for now.
Sounds like a plan to me.
And 6 o'clock here in Town Hall.
Yep.
The only thing that will change, nasty weather, and again, nasty weather, debatable weather, things you don't want to drive in, things you think you don't want to drive in, please just stay home. And I will cancel the meeting if I know more ahead of time.
January
I'm not-
20,
28th. That means I won't see y'all before the holidays. I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse. Lately, it's been
We
a
know what it
blessing.
is.
Well, you guys have actually been more of a blessing than you think. It's been a real rough summer. I've had more than my fair share of this year. So you guys have stepped up more to the plate than I ever expected anybody, and especially on this committee. You know, you've been nothing but kind, you've shown your kindness, and you've stepped
oh,
up.
you didn't,
I didn't get your email, no, so I didn't want to.
you didn't find the rocks that we threw either, huh?
No.
Oh, damn.
Unfortunately, I ran out of time and energy. My energy's really at that point.
Yeah.
Time.
I really anticipated that you were going to say, let's postpone this meeting, or let's cancel the meeting. I would have.
We all did.
I know, but the problem is we have so few.
Then, when you emailed, I thought you were putting out a feeler to see if she was gonna cancel, not knowing that you didn't know about her mother's passing.
Yeah, well, now that it's out, my mom passed away, for those that don't realize it. She was rocking my world. She did a lot for the town as far as when she was younger. She was into 4-H. She actually did the same thing I've been doing now. She ran around with my aunt, and they would do flags and stuff like that. She was involved with veterans in Sanford. She did a lot of stuff with them when she was a little bit younger. As she got older, her activities slowed down, but any fundraisers here in town, she stepped up to the plate and put the cash where it was, or her time where it was needed, or what she could do. We had one for the veterans, I want to say 2 years ago. We had a massive fundraising here in the town, well over $2,000, and she actually donated some money and food time and stuff like that. So, you know, she couldn't get around much, but when she could, boy, she did what she had
If she
to.
would stop hitting New Hampshire police cars, it would be all
I
right.
know, but now you don't have to worry about that no more.
I know that.
So,
So
thank
we,
you for your kindness and patience, and I've had a lot of kindness and patience this summer. It's been a real rough year. So,
Anything else? on the
anything
agenda?
else on the agenda?
If you can send me, I guess there's 2 new vets buried in Acton.
There's one that I know of, which is down at the Sprague.
That's the new
That's
Sprague.
the
really
new, yes,
nicely one.
yes. I actually put out a holder and flag. The woman that actually buried him there, she was so happy and grateful for our kindness. She didn't, she didn't think I'd jump through hoops to get her answers and stuff. She didn't even realize she could get a veteran's stone. And I led her to that direction. I told her to go back to her funeral home director, or
Yeah.
wherever she was at, tell them you have his discharge, and they were honorable. She goes, and she texted me right after that, she says, "It's amazing." She says, "They never said anything." And I said, well, that's why the ins and outs of things is good in some cases. I've had a couple of phone calls. The Nasons have called me 2 or 3 times this summer. Of course, the Nason property is being sold. They wanted to make sure that we realize that the right-of-ways will still be there, that access will always be there. And of course, those that don't realize that state of Maine gives access to family anyway, so I'm all set.
Yeah, I did walk up there a month ago, whatever, and, yeah, there was no intrusion on the.
No, she was so funny. She says to me, she says, "Can I put out my own flag?" I said, "You can put out your own flag all you want." But I said, "Come May." I said, "Well, we put one out anyway." That's about the time they get back is down this way is springtime. So I said, "So you're better off to let us just do it, and if anything in between there and the time you see us again, to put one out afterwards." She was funny. She was wicked nice, because her brother is also on a cemetery committee, so he knows the ins and outs. And they don't stay in this area anymore, and of course, obvious now that they've sold the property, they're from away, so. So that was about the only things I've got really going on. It's been, like I said, an interesting year. I'm hoping for 2020 being better. I'll miss you guys at Christmas. It'd be rare. Usually we do have a meeting in the fall. But like I said, we don't have so many, like I told Roland. It's okay whether we.
Damn, I can't even get you to come for coffee no more.
I'm sorry, I've been kind of busy. Come do my job, and I'll go with your father and have coffee.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
He'd like me. Anything else that we've missed? I know Mr. J is the one that was so excited about it.
Yeah. Work has consumed his mind
Oh, I
and
imagine.
thoughts right
It's
now.
that time of year,
so.
so. All righty, I guess this is sayonara.
Motion to adjourn.
Make the motion,
So be
As
it.
did.
make the second.
Second.
I'll see y'all later. Have a good holiday. Bye.